This is file number 23866SD, People versus Stuart Allen Udvardy. Mr. Udvardy is here on an operating while intoxicated case. It occurred on May the 8th. He has 2 prior minor possessions and a prior operating while intoxicated with a fleeing and eluding, which was a circuit court case. And now he has this drinking driving case. We did briefly discuss sobriety court, but it appears that Mr. Udvardy lives in Portage and doesn't think he has a substance abuse problem. Mr. Gibson, what would you like us to know?
I went over the report with the defendant, and he indicates to me that he does have transportation, so he believes, be on probation, or he could also, if he did get work release, he believes that he would have someone that could pick him up and take him to work.
Well, he works at Metal Technologies. It's only a block from the reporting center.
I was just saying if I had probation, that I could get to him from home.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you.
As far as, with the defendant's, this being his second drinking and driving, this is going to have a detrimental effect on his license. So something like sobriety court would be, in my opinion, a good option if he could get involved with something like that. But other than that, I do believe that the defendant learned a lesson from the felony case, because he was very cooperative in this instance. Yes, the facts of the case are not good, but once he was in an accident, when the police arrived, he admitted to the police that, he was involved in the accident. He explained to them what was happening. He admitted that he had been drinking. So I believe the defendant was very cooperative. And so, I would ask the court to take this all into consideration. Thank you.
Stuart, what would you like to tell me?
I know I was wrong. I shouldn't have done it, especially since my previous case. I shouldn't have done it. It could have been a lot worse than it was.
Yes.
I shouldn't have been behind. I should have just stayed in my parents for the night and not got behind the wheel. And that I knew better.
Well, a couple things. You had that. You're right. I don't know if I'd call that successful. You had a drunk driving case with a pretty bad fleeing and eluding in it, bad to the extent that the prosecutor held the line on a felony charge. You did complete your felony probation, and then shortly after you got off probation, you got this charge.
Yes.
You were drunk, you hit another car, you left the scene, the other driver actually followed you to your house, and you were a 0.16. What alcohol level? 136 at the time of the. Then also after you got probation, you had that theft charge. You had that retail fraud that I saw you on last winter.
Yeah. And
that wasn't too great either. You are working at Metal Technologies, but you're living in Portage. Matt, what's your thought?
Well, Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Udvardy about the possibility of completing a sobriety court. Don't believe he's a good candidate for a couple of reasons. One being that he has not completed a substance abuse assessment, and that he indicated to me that he doesn't believe that he thinks he has his substance use kind of licked, if you will. He's got it under control. Obviously, his criminal behavior dictates otherwise. We've got 3 charges in 3 years. two of which are operating while intoxicated. The factors that stood out the most to me were in his other OWI, he ran from the police. This time he fled from the scene of the accident, and then when we're considering substance abuse issues, he kind of denies the substance abuse issues. The criminogenic behavior, obviously, and then also the perhaps spontaneous substance use issues are concerning. Case facts are extremely aggravated. I think Twin County is probably, in my opinion, the best outcome for Mr. Udverty, because they have programming available there that addresses
Yes.
criminogenic behavior, as well as they have a zero tolerance for substance use. And he's under very strict supervision, and then he also gets to maintain his position. He has a nice position at Metal Technologies in Three Rivers. He's worked there for approximately 8 months now, and while he has the consequences of his actions to face, I think ultimately it would be in the court's best interest as well to make sure that he keeps that employment, if possible, as well, to make sure that he doesn't come back.
He's gonna come back. He doesn't have an alcohol problem. He'll come back. He'll be back here by Valentine's Day.
I'm not gonna
All
come
right.
back.
Well, I hope you're right.
I know.
I hope you're right, because you don't have your alcohol problem licked. You got 2 MIPs, you had a felony fleeing and eluding. Shortly after you got on probation, you got arrested for this, crashed into somebody else, left the scene. Not good. Not good at all. And then in the meantime, you had that theft, which didn't really make any sense. Which means, well, that's what Matt's talking about, is criminogenic behavior. You're still doing criminal stuff. It's time to grow up. And you're foolish enough to think you don't have a substance abuse problem. But I'm not going to put all the emotional resources into sobriety court.
I didn't say I didn't. I just said not like super serious. I'm getting it. I didn't say I had it fully under control.
How are you getting from Portage, where your girlfriend lives, to Metal Technologies? How are you getting back and forth to your job? No,
I
don't
know
tell me,
people.
'cause
No, I know people that work with me that live up there.
all right, well, you don't have a license, and you're gonna be a while before you get one. In fact, sobriety court might have been your best bet to get a license, but I don't want to set you up to fail, and I don't want to spend all the emotional capital on this. I put a lot of heart and soul into everybody in sobriety court, and I don't want to go through the motions. I'm gonna order 51 days jail. Credit 1, leaving 50 days to serve. May do work release. Probation department will arrange that. You can walk across the street from the Twin County to Metal Technologies. There's a $300 fine, a $75 crime victims' rights fee, a $50 state minimum fee, a $100 screening fee, $150 attorney fee. And Deborah did have a police reimbursement request here. Let me look at her email.
I believe it's $100, the Michigan State Police.
I saw she emailed me last week. $100 to the state police. And I do not have a restitution request from the individual the defendant hit with his car. So to a police reimbursement of 100 and reserve on restitution. I don't know much about the person that he hit. $775, same as the last one. $300 fine, $75 crime victims' rights fee, $50 state minimum fee, $150 attorney fee, $100 screening fee, and $100 police reimbursement to MSP. I don't think I have any bond. How old are you, Stuart?
25.
I don't know why they have minor with a BAC in here. He had no insurance, left that scene, all that stuff. Payment due again, December 1st. I'm gonna do a 3-month non-reporting probation. Again, if you bomb out of the Twin County, then I can alter the sentence. But I'm not gonna do the kind of probation where we're supervising you, but they do have programming. Did you do the center on the flea and elude? What did you get for that?
A year probation, and then I had to do I can't remember the class's name, but I had to go to the probation.
So you're familiar with the probation center?
I had to go to the,
Day reporting center.
Day
day
reporting center.
reporting center.
Well, you're not gonna go to jail right now because Matt's gonna try to set up this Twin County, but I want you to go downstairs.
Your Honor, do you have a date you'd like to see him committed by?
Yeah, within the next 7 days. All right, Stuart. I hope you're right.
If I
I'm
do have
wrong.
to do jail time,
What?
can I do weekends?
60, 50 weekends is a lot of weekends, 100
Well,
weekends.
My job,
Yeah, you're gonna keep your job. You're just gonna walk to work.
alright,
But no, you can't do weekends. There's too many of them.
okay.
All right, you go with down to probation and Matt will meet with you. All right, we did finish everything we had to do. We have, Matt, do you need any of this?